Assalamu alaikum. This is Ghulam Abbas from MH Language Solutions. In previous lecture, we talked about true, false, and not given questions in IELTS reading. In today's lecture, we are going to talk about the same question, but we'll discuss how to deal with these questions if there is a comparison in them, because sometimes these questions are given with comparison and sometimes there is no comparison. And in today's lecture we'll be dealing with the comparisons. So let's begin. First of all, let's try to understand how does the question actually look. There are two different questions in front of you and both of them contain comparisons. In the first question, comparison is being made between South Africa and Sahel. Whereas in the second example, comparison is being shown between agricultural land usage and tree conservation. You may have a question in your mind that how can presence of comparisons be identified in this question type? You can easily identify the comparison by locating two things. First of all, if the question contains then it has comparison. Along with then, there will also be a degree of adjective. For example, in the first example, we have faster. It's the second degree of adjective. Similarly, in the second example, we have more. That is showing the degree of effectiveness. Now, it's time to understand the differences between true, false, and not given when we have a comparison. In case 1, when you will read the question, we'll find two items in the question. Suppose you find item A and item B. You also find that a comparison is being made between both these items, and the question says that A is greater than B. Item number A is greater than item number B. Now you need to verify it, and to verify it, you try to check out the textual information. In the text, both the items A and B are present, and the text is also saying the same thing. It is saying that A is greater than B. Therefore, in this case, answer should be true. Then comes case 2. In case 2, again, we have two items, A and B, and we find out that A is greater than B when we read the question. To verify it, when we move towards the text, we find that A and B both are there, but the comparison is actually opposite. A is not greater than B in the text as it was said in the question. Rather, it is totally opposite, because in the text A is smaller than B. Therefore, answer will be false. When it comes to not given, we have two different scenarios. In the first scenario, we have two items, again A and B, and there is a comparison being made between both these items. But when we go to the text to verify it, we notice that one of the items in the comparison has been actually changed. In the question, there was discussion or comparison between A and B, but in the text, the comparison is actually being made between A and another item that is C. Therefore, in this first scenario, your answer will be not given because one of the items in comparison have been changed. In the second scenario, again, we have two items A and B, and question says A is greater than B. Now, when you go to the text, you find that both A and B are there. But when you read out the text, you find out that the comparison between A and B that was given in the question, it is actually not present in the text. So in the text, both items are same as the question, but there is no comparison between them. So as a result of it, your answer is going to be not given. Now, it's time to understand the concept that we have just discussed with the help of some examples. We have example 1 in front of us. The question says, the nesting places of the swallow are closer to human accommodation in rural areas than in cities. When we read the question, we see that the text is saying the same thing. In rural areas, swallows, they live quite closer to human population. But this rarely happens in towns or cities. Therefore, answer is true. In second example, question says, Brunel was less important than the other construction engineers in Britain during the Industrial Revolution. When we read the text, it says that Brunel was most important of these engineers. Therefore, the text and question both are having contradictory statements. Both are saying things which are opposite to each other. Therefore, answer is false. Example number 3, the question says, desertification is taking place faster in South Africa than in Sahel. So the comparison is between South Africa and Sahel. When we read the text, it is talking about South Africa, that is A, but then it is comparing it with Kalahari Desert, that is not B. So in the text, we have two items, A and C, but in the question, we have A and B. So A is same in the text and question, but we have different thing in question and we have different item in text. So as a result of it, answer is not given because one of the items in comparison is different. Last example that we have here, in this example, question says tree conservation is more effective than sustainable agricultural land use. When we read the text, there we find out that it is talking about tree conservation and it is talking about sustainable agricultural land use, but there is no comparison being both these items. They are just have been mentioned in a simple way. No comparison is being made. So as a result of it, we can say that the answer here is again not given. Dear students, today in this lecture, we tried to understand the difference between true, false, and not given questions in IELTS reading when there is a comparison between them. I hope today's lecture was a help. Thank you very much for watching this video. Stay tuned for the next exciting videos. Allah Hafiz.